It is live. Please start.
Yeah. Good evening. So, as today's topic is the thing which we all do, right? So, we will discuss here what are the effects of this addiction. I would call it addiction actually, because really it is an addiction. When I thought of this topic, I thought that I should also try how we get into this loop. So from last 3 days, literally, while going to bed, I just scroll the reels. And honestly speaking, it took me 1 hour to get out of this loop. And I shared the reels to my friends group so that they can also feel that being in this addiction is just a time, how much time is consumed with this. Actually, my habit is by 10 o'clock, I go to sleep. And morning, 4:30 is my day starts. Being in this 2 to 3 days in this reel wala loop, literally, I was late by 1.5 hours. And really, it disturbed me a lot. I can just show the time also when I was like experimenting with these reels so that I can literally feel that what is the harm of this, though there is a benefit also, but it is harming somewhere our mind, mental exhaustion, physical as well as the soul is also disturbed. So let's start with the content. Actually, this is a healing within. And as you know, I am Gurmeet Talwar. So before starting, let's pause. And really, we should take a pause. So take a breath with me. Inhale gently and exhale slowly. Inhale gently and exhale slowly. Today, I invite you to sit with your heart, not with your phone, not with your plans, but just with your breath and soul. What I'm going to share today is not a 40 minutes discussion, actually. It's a heart to heart, a reflection, a mirror, and a journey back to ourselves. What I have been witnessing is not a loud crisis, it is a quiet disintegration, a subtle crumbling of inner peace, marked by filtered faces, curated reels, and surface level joy. Let me ask you all, when was the last time we sat in a silence and felt safe in it? Because nowadays, so much of uh, buzzing in the mind is going on. Like, if for a few seconds, if, even if we are free, we just pick up the phone and just start scrolling. So, when was the last time you cried without reaching for a screen, or smiled from your soul posting about it? You know, as I do therapies, the craniosacral therapy, and bach flower remedies. I practice that. So while doing therapies, I met so many people, teens, mothers, elderly souls, all aching in different ways, not from hunger or violence, but from fragmentation, from not being able to feel whole anymore. There's a mother who told me, I don't know how I am without my phone. A child who said, when I'm not online, I feel invisible. So, you know, this type of situation creates a mess in a mind, in a life. So this is our new normal. Like the child said, when I am not online, I feel invisible. The mother said, I don't know how I am without my phone. I get restless without my phone. This is nowadays a normal gesture. But is it really a normal? It is a question mark. We are we are drowning ourselves in lots of information and yet starved for wisdom. We are constantly stimulated yet chronically exhausted. We have voices online, but no one truly to talk to. So today, I'm not saying to for quitting the social media or blaming the technology. It's about reclaiming stillness, reclaiming your rhythm, reclaiming our soul. So this is a journey inwards, and alone you can't take this step. It is a journey to of togetherness. So how our mind is hijacked with reels, how our brain is mocked up with lots of incomplete information because reels are not giving us full information. So let's discuss about the science of what biology says about the scrolling. Every time when you scroll a reel or a short video, your brain receives a hit of dopamine. Dopamine is not bad. It is the chemical that makes us feel pleasure, motivation, and excitement. It gives short time pleasure. But in the context of reel, it becomes addictive because this dopamine hits are fast, shallow, and constant. Your brain learns to associate scrolling with comfort, with escape, and with fun. But but at what cost? So let's understand what is the pattern it plays. When we open our Instagram, even for 5 minutes, we watch 20 to 30 reels without even realizing. And brain enjoys this hit but soon gets overstimulated. Even if you close the app, you feel anxious, sometimes guilty, and tired. You open it again to escape that feeling of exhaustion, tiredness, or guilt feeling. This is how the loop forms It is a neurological habit loop. Over time, this leads to reduced attention span, poor focus during study or work, mental fatigue is there, emotional numbing is there. This is the reason that the youngsters, they are more into gadgets and emotional, they are away from the emotional attachments. Some or the other aspect of life, they are the sort of confused person. Most of them face this problem. And I think the scariest part is this affects the brain prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision making, long term planning, and emotional regulation. Prefrontal cortex part of the brain is affected with this type of addictions. Actually, I'm calling it addiction, and this is a, you can call it a habit also, or in my terms, I call it addiction. So, children and teens are the most vulnerable because their brains are still developing. Reels teach them to crave short term rewards, not long term satisfaction. And even adults, professionals, parents, I have studied, there was a report on this topic. I've studied that. It shows that even the adults being unable to sit through a book or a long article anymore because of this habit of scrolling, or actually scrolling is harmful because it gives half knowledge, and the mind, the brain, the brain the neurons gets affected with this half knowledge, and we get impatient. That's why the studies have showed that the reading habit is slowly, it is vanishing from our generation. They don't want to read the book. And this is not weakness, this is brain chemistry have been hijacked with the social media. And when this becomes the norm, or very capacity to be present, it is threatened. Let's, I will reveal some of the real stories of the real people. During my therapy, a 16-year-old boy called Ravi, when I was giving therapy to him, I feel like he said to me that I feel like I don't exist unless someone comments on my post. His habit was he said he when he woke up in the mornings, he scrolls immediately, post a reel, and then check the likes every 10 minutes. And during the therapy, he said his biggest fear was, what if I disappear from the screen? And another lady, she was 32-year-old mother. Her name was Neha. She said, I scroll every time when I feel empty. And now I feel empty all the time. She had two kids, a supportive husband, and a good job. Yet she cried every evening. not from the lack of love, but from not knowing how to be with herself anymore. A 67-year-old woman, Asha ji, she said, I keep scrolling bhajan reels. It feels like someone, because it feels like someone is with me. But then after that, I feel that I'm all left all alone. These aren't weak people. They are strong people, good people, but the emotional exhaustion from constant digital creators. And it leads to what? Emotional disconnection, self worth issues, anxiety that has no cause, chronic comparison. Social media may be free of cost, but what we are paying with our peace. And if we don't stop and reflect, we risk raising generations who will know everything except how to be with themselves. So, how our body reveals the digital overload? I have experienced this in my craniosacral therapy, as this therapy is a subtle, gentle, and profound touch therapy. Actually, what happens in CST, we tune into the rhythmic tide of cerebral spinal fluid. This fluid is a river flowing through our brain and spine. When someone who scrolls constantly comes in, the first thing I notice is a buzzing sound. There is literal a vibration in the nervous system like a humming wire. This type of sound I have felt even when the people are in stress or long chronic disease. Here I'm talking about this scrolling, effect of scrolling, or short knowledge, half knowledge. So I'm giving this example, but this type of sound we feel when the people are disturbed while giving craniosacral therapy. And what are the physical symptoms? Neck and shoulder stiffness are there, shallow breathing, brain fogging, restless sleep, fatigue despite of doing nothing. So during CST, when I place my hand under the occiput or sacrum, I feel the story that a nervous system that is locked in a sympathetic mode. Like sympathetic mode is fight or flight. And guess what happens if we continue with the CST session? CST gently guides the body to come back to the parasympathetic system, that is, rest and then restore. So, in many sessions, clients enter deep state of stillness. That that's what the mind requires due to exhaustion, mental, physical, spiritual. I'll speak later about the spiritual exhaustion due to this short reels. And during this session of CST, clients enter into deep state of stillness. Sometimes they weep softly, unexpectedly, they weep out. Some say, I feel like, oh, I finally came home. Actually, this is not a magic, it is a biology. When the body feels safe, it heals. And that safety is rare in the world of reels. So, as I was discussing, that even our soul gets disturbed or we are spiritually exhausted with this type of reels also. You would have seen lot of short reels are there with the affirmations, with the rituals. Follow this ritual or 5 minutes of meditation to detox yourself. Like everyone is offering 30-second affirmation, 5 minute meditation, spiritual quotes with that aesthetic music. But that's not healing, that's a branding. Healing happens when you sit with the grief, when you forgive, when you own your pain. That's not Instagrammable. Many people are doing spiritual rituals, but their hearts are disconnected because healing is not performance, it is presence. How you are feeling, how you are connected, then your healing starts. And the soul is not gone, it is just muted. While performing the ritual, we just want to complete the rituals or just we want to complete the number of chanting, but our soul is demanding something else. But what we do, we just mute it by the information of the reels, or there is some other information. If this doesn't happen, this happens to the like if you're not doing this ritual, this others side effects you will get, or you will have loss, something like that. So fear is there, and at the end overstimulation is there. So to feel your soul again, you don't need numbers of apps. You just need 10 minutes of silence. So, to connect with your emotional and with your soul, Baj flower also helps a lot to return to yourself. So, Baj flower remedies is a natural emotional wisdom, like uh, remedy like white chestnut. It's for racing thoughts, like continuously chattering of thoughts are there, then you can use white chestnut. Now, chestnut bird, repeating pattern. As scrolling is a repeating pattern, in the same way, many other pattern of a habit is a repeating pattern. Here I'm giving an example of this scrolling. That's why I'm using this repeating pattern. So, chestnut bird remedy can be used for this. And many of us pick up our phone and just scroll the reels when we are mentally exhausted or we want to escape some situation, some circumstances. So, in that case, we can use clematis, and our mind is mocked up with so much of half information and lot of confusion. So it needs to be clear. There is a need of cleansing. So to clear your mind, you can use the remedy crab apple. And to shield yourself from influencers, like we see reels and we get influenced. For in that case, you can use a remedy walnut. I have seen many people, due to the social media, they start comparing themselves. So if this type of feeling comes and they face low confidence due to comparison, you can use larch remedy in this case. And if you are exhausted mentally, emotionally, or physically, you can use olive remedy. These remedies gently align your emotional body with your spiritual truth. You have to just take a 4 drops 4 times a day. And even with the combination of CST, you can revive very well. Some other steps also can be taken to be in a safer side. Like as we keep fast, we should keep digital fasting also. That today I will not uh, be in a social media, Snapchat, Reels, Instagram, and most effective is journaling. Journaling your emotional reactions and even silent sitting. Give time to yourself. It's not about I'm rejecting the technology, actually, it is about reclaiming your sovereignty. So, can we take a pause here and we can sit comfortably, sit straight with your spine erect if you can. Place a pillow behind your back. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Hold here. Take a deep breath in. Take a pause. Exhale softly. Now imagine unplugging from all screens. You are in a quiet room, no notifications, no reels, just you and your breath. Just feel your breath. Place a hand on your heart and another hand on your belly. Say silently, I'm not broken. I'm very pious. I am peace. I unplug from the noise. I reclaim my rhythm. I choose presence. Stay here for a few minutes and just feel it. Just breathe and just follow your breath, your inhalation, your exhalation. Follow your breath Just follow your breath, inhalation, and your exhalation. Just feel the peace inside. How happy is your soul? Your mind is in peace. Your body is in relax. Just stay there. This is a healing within. So let's walk together. Should learn to be in stillness, to be in peace. So I would love to say that if this discussion which we have discussed for at least, I think, half an hour, if it is like even a bit, it is a benefit for someone, please share it, because I think इससे बच्चे बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्टर्ब हैं. The youth generations are getting disturbed so much with this addiction. They disturb the whole night of their. They are slowly hampering their mental health as well as their physical health. So let's walk together. And I would love to thank you all for listening me. And thank you, Shabana ji, for giving this platform. Yes, you can open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Gurmeet. It was really a wonderful session. And thank you for reminding us that we all are addicted to our phone.
Thank you
Social
so
media.
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Does anyone has any question, feedback? Anyone would like to share anything? Premji, Harmeetji, Neelamji, Vinitji.
I'll make a quick comment.
Yeah, please.
Good evening. Uh, I think the fundamental question that, I think you've touched upon a very important point, but the the mood question is people are on the social media and are spending time because that's become a false narrative for them, a false uh, escapism, or as I think one of the days I had mentioned that people are looking at more from a point of comfort in the pain and the isolation and the fact that there are deep rooted insecurities in life. These
Yeah,
insecurities can stem um, from n number of reasons. Yeah,
actually.
and the fundamental is, for example, I spend quite a bit of time, but for me, or when I say for me, I can only speak for myself. You have to understand that it's not a reality. Yeah, but at the
Actually.
same time, what I do is when I spend time on it, I'm evaluating what's the crux of what's happening in society, what's happening with different people, different classes of people, different age groups, different genders, different nationalities. There are patterns to be learned. So social media can be an extremely uh, potent form of learning, opening your mind. And content is not knowledge.
Yeah.
Content is just content. Yeah. It's just information.
Yeah.
So between the last 25 years and now, the difference is, for example, in Delhi, if I, 30 years back when I was in, probably a little more than 30 years when I was in college, if I wanted to read a book, I would probably have to go to the American Library or the British Council, pick up one book and turn it back after like a week. And that was the access to knowledge. And uh, today, just because internet is available, social media is available, everything on the click of a button is not knowledge, it's just information. And people have perspective. People feel they, uh, you know, people didn't have voice. The voice in the society is generally held by people who are a higher pedestal, business
Yeah.
leaders, politicians, or maybe actors and actresses. So
Actually.
social media just allowed people to voice and be in the limelight. And if that means just basically going up on social media and saying whatever it makes sense, half-cooked knowledge, they do it. And at every layer within the society, there are people who are not that knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So you could be a little more knowledgeable than the next guy, and the other guy could be a little more knowledgeable. So, people are just buying into the understanding. Now, what normally should happen is when you hear something out, you're letting go of your mental faculty because you're not using your head. God's given a head,
Mm.
but by nature are lazy. Yeah, they want a shortcut. So you say that, listen, why do the hard work? Why use your own gray matter and kind of dwell deeper into what's
Yeah.
something I'm seeing or I'm evaluating. Now, if you start doing that, you'll probably go to the crux of it. You'll probably go deeper. You'll go more deeper into understanding what the topic is or the knowledge is, whether it's right, whether it's wrong. When you find it out it's wrong, then you're also going to find out what's right. So you actually become more knowledgeable.
Mm.
So social media can be an absolute bane in terms of knowledge, evaluating. Depends on how
Yeah.
you utilize it.
Yes, actually.
Uh, it's like me. I'm going to a casino and I'm sitting in the casino, but I'm not gambling. I'm just enjoying and I'm looking at people perform and play and
Mm.
gamble and see what they're doing, how they're playing it.
Mm.
But I'm not gambling.
Mm.
So the fundamentals are that you are in control of your senses. And
Yeah.
what is happening is uh, there's mass unemployment.
Mm.
Parents are extremely in a delusional world. They're
Yeah.
totally cut off from their children. They're cut off from their own life. They don't have no understanding.
Yeah.
So uh, when you reach this inflection point in society, when you're really cut out from reality,
Yeah.
that kind of starts stemming into your family ecosystem. It is going to go into your kids, and you will come to a point which is normally what I normally say is about another 10 years, you'll have an absolute dumbification of human beings.
Yeah,
So
actually.
the person who is the smartest and really willing to put in the effort at this point of time, he's going to rule the roost because he's using his brain.
Yeah.
Everybody has the capability, but the dumbification is happening not because of social media. It's
Mm.
just that people don't want to use their brain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, वही वाली बात है ना, शराब, drugs, smoke, everything has been around us for
Mm.
last donkey number of years.
Mm.
Question who wants to,
Yeah.
you know, be in it and who doesn't want to touch it.
Mm.
Your call.
Yeah.
यही
Very
कर्मों का खेल है. Choices are yours.
yes.
Yeah, that's my I think my point on this one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. Anyone else? Shubhamji? Sorry. Shubhamji.
Yeah. Premji, do you want to share?
I enjoyed Harmeet's take and Gurmeet's explanations. Very calming, very soothing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. I think we
Yeah.
no more comments. So thank you so much, Gurmeet ji. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
I
so much.
actually have the last comment.
I think
It was,
Rajvin has, yeah.
it was very good the session.
Thank
But does this apply for digital detox or emotional detox? Because I think I'm overly happy. What's happening is I'm overly happy,
Yeah.
and then when I have negativity, I cannot accept it. So well, I'm doing all the breathing. I'm doing all the things. I'm doing all the, but sometimes is it okay to cry? Is it okay? Yeah, because it's just emotions. Yeah. And probably I'm going to cover all these alignments, uh, laughter yoga for more in the spiritual fest, so that people can be aware.
Yeah.
And let's explore this further. Yeah, so thank you so much for good sharing.
Thank
And
you.
if there's too much noise, do you do what I do is humming, right, to cover. But what is your suggestion? What is your suggestions?
For humming?
Yeah, coming, like unwinding, calming kind of things, because my happy hormones are too much activated.
That's good, no?
So that's a
Just
little bit,
sit
a
with
little,
yourself and
yeah, a
feel
little
gratitude. Follow
bit
your
of a,
breath. And if you
yeah,
want,
breathing is a problem for me, but
uh,
slowly getting better. So let's both of us explore this in spiritual fest. Thank you so much, Gurmeet.
thank you, Rajveen Thank you so much.
Yeah. So maybe you and I think alike. So thank you, Mavin, for hiring us. Yeah, the world
Thank you
needs
for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
the world needs people like us. Thank you, Shabana.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajvin. So, and thank you, Gurmeet ji.
Thank you,
Very fun.
everybody.
And
Thank you
see
for
you
being
again
there
tomorrow.
and listening me.